Chosen one, I want you to hear me not with your ears, but with your spirit. Because the words I am speaking are not just a collection of sounds. They are a living seed, being planted into the fertile soil of your imagination. And once this seed is planted, nothing and no one will be able to uproot it. You have been chosen for a reason far beyond what your current senses may suggest. You may think you are simply living another day, dealing with life's ordinary tasks. But in truth, you are carrying the vibration of generational wealth, the energy of unshakable prosperity, the mantle of abundance that extends far beyond your lifetime. You are not merely rich, you are generationally rich. That means what is flowing to you will flow through you and into the lives of those who will come after you, reshaping an entire bloodline. And the best part, you do not need to worry. It is already done. We have been conditioned to believe that wealth is something you must earn by straining, grinding, and endlessly chasing. But the truth is far more effortless. Wealth is not something you acquire. It is something you embody. And you, chosen one, have already been chosen to embody it. Before you took your first breath, before you opened your eyes to this world, the blueprint for your prosperity was etched into the fabric of your being. There is no possibility of you missing it, for it is not outside of you, it is you. I want you to begin to feel this truth as real. Feel the weight of the generational wealth already in your hands, not as some far-off goal, but as a present reality. The only distance between you and it is the belief that there is distance at all. If you drop the illusion of separation, you will see that the life you imagine is simply waiting for your agreement. The river of abundance is already flowing, and your name is written on every drop. There is nothing you need to do to deserve it, nothing you need to fix to receive it. The chosen are chosen not because of what they do, but because of who they are. Right now, the mind may try to question this. It may say, but I don't see the money yet, or my bank account doesn't reflect that reality. I want you to understand something. The physical is always the echo, never the source. What you see in the world around you is simply a delayed reflection of the inner image you are holding. If you keep your inner image fixed on wealth, security, and overflow, the outer world has no choice but to conform. The mirror always aligns with the image in front of it. That is why the chosen do not waste their energy trying to change the mirror, they change the image. You have been placed here at this exact moment in time to break patterns that have existed in your family for generations. Where there has been lack, you bring abundance. Where there has been struggle, you bring ease. Where there has been fear, you bring unshakable peace. And because you are chosen, your shift will not just affect you, it will ripple outward. When you step into your wealthy identity, every person connected to your name will feel the effects. That is the meaning of generational wealth. It is not just money in a bank account, it is a shift in the consciousness of an entire bloodline. And you, chosen one, are the key. So I tell you now, stop worrying. Worry is simply imagination used in the wrong direction. It is picturing a future you do not want and agreeing with it. Why would you water weeds when you can water a garden overflowing with the fruits of your desire? When you catch yourself worrying, remember who you are. The chosen do not beg for what is already theirs. The chosen stand still in the knowing that it is already done. Your wealth is not coming, it is here. It may be invisible to the natural eye, but to the inner eye, it is undeniable. Every thought you choose, every inner conversation you have, is shaping your reality. If you speak lack in your mind, you breathe life into it. But if you speak abundance, you summon it into form. Talk to yourself as the wealthy version of you, not the version still trying to get there. You don't say, I will be rich one day. You say, I am rich now, I am provided for now, I am overflowing now. And the moment you accept that as truth, you shift the unseen currents that move the visible world. Chosen one, you must learn to walk as though it is already yours. When you walk into a room, carry yourself as the one who owns the room, not out of arrogance, but out of unshakable assurance. When you think of your future, picture it not as a dream but as a memory. Remember it in advance. Feel the joy of giving without limit. Feel the security of knowing that no matter what happens in the economy, your wealth is untouchable. That is the advantage of being chosen. The source of your supply is not external, so it cannot be taken away. Generational wealth is not only about assets, it is about mindset. The wealth that is coming to you will not only be in dollars, it will be in opportunities, in ideas, in divine connections. You will be guided to the right people at the right time. You will see doors open that were invisible before. You will find that what seemed impossible for others is natural for you. Why? Because you are aligned with the source of all wealth, and the source is never in lack. You have been wondering why life has felt so different lately, why you've been sensing a shift you can't quite explain. It's because the old season of your life is over. The chapter where you struggled, doubted, and tried to prove yourself has closed. A new chapter has already begun. One where you live in the flow of abundance, where money comes as naturally as breathing, where every need is met before it can even be spoken. This shift may not be loud or dramatic, it can be quiet and steady, like the rising of the sun, but it is unstoppable. The only thing that can delay it is your refusal to believe it. The moment you truly accept your role as the chosen one for this wealth transfer, everything begins to rearrange in your favor. That means people, circumstances, and even your own habits will start shifting to match the new you. You may lose certain connections, you may feel pulled toward different environments. This is not loss, it is alignment. The universe is making space for your inheritance. You do not need to know the how. The chosen never chase the mechanics, they live in the end result. Your end result is already written. You are living in wealth so vast it cannot be contained in one lifetime. You will have enough to bless your children, their children, and generations beyond. Your name will be spoken in gratitude by people who have not yet been born. This is the kind of wealth you carry. And when the old thoughts try to return, when fear tries to whisper, what if it doesn't happen? You respond with the authority of one who knows, it is already mine. I cannot miss what I already own. I cannot lose what is already done. Speak it until your mind bows to your spirit. Speak it until every cell in your body vibrates with the frequency of wealth. Speak it until you feel it in your bones. Your current surroundings may try to convince you otherwise. You may be in a small apartment, driving a car that barely runs, or watching every dollar you spend. But I promise you, these are not signs of your future, they are simply the fading echoes of an old reality. Do not give them power by agreeing with them. Instead, keep your inner world saturated with the vision of your wealth, live in the feeling of it now, and the outer world will have no choice but to catch up. Imagine yourself already there, standing in your dream home, walking through hallways filled with laughter, opening doors to rooms overflowing with beauty. Imagine writing checks so large they make others cry tears of relief. Imagine seeing the faces of those you helped light up because you had more than enough to give. And then stop imagining it as someday and begin to know it as now. The moment you stop chasing your desire and start living from it, you step into the reality where it is already fulfilled. Chosen one, there is a reason you feel this deep pull toward abundance. It is not vanity. It is not greed. It is purpose. You were chosen to carry this wealth because you will not hoard it. You will multiply it. You will plant it in the lives of others, and it will grow into trees of provision that will never stop bearing fruit. This is why you cannot fail. This is why you cannot be denied. You were chosen because the wealth will be safe in your hands. And so I tell you again, stop worrying. Worry is a prayer for what you don't want. It is a misuse of your creative power. Redirect that power toward the vision that sets your soul on fire. See it, speak it, feel it, over and over until it becomes more real than your current surroundings. And when doubt comes, let it pass like a cloud in the sky. Do not chase it. Do not wrestle with it. Simply return to your knowing. I am generationally rich. It is done. From this day forward, walk differently, speak differently, think differently. Carry yourself as one who already has the inheritance in hand. Give thanks now, not when it shows up. Gratitude is not payment, it is proof that you believe. And belief is the currency that draws the unseen into the seen. Your wealth is not in the making, it is in the manifesting. The difference is subtle but profound. Making suggests effort, struggle, the building of something from nothing. Manifesting is allowing what already exists in the invisible to take form in the visible. All you must do is keep your inner atmosphere aligned with the wealth you have been given. That means no complaining, no speaking lack, no agreeing with fear. It means protecting your mind as fiercely as you would protect a vault of gold, because your mind is the vault. And remember, chosen one, this wealth is not a prize for good behavior. It is an identity. You are not trying to become generationally rich. You are remembering that you already are. This is why the pressure can fall away. This is why you can rest. You are not chasing anything. You are simply living as the one who has already received. And so breathe deeply and let this truth settle into you. You are the chosen one for this wealth transfer. It has been assigned to you. It will not miss you. It will not be delayed. It will arrive right on time, in the perfect way, overflowing and unshakable. Your children's children will live in the shelter of what you are stepping into now. You are the turning point for your entire lineage. You are the one who ends the struggle and begins the overflow. And you need not worry. Not now. Not ever. Because it is already done. Chosen one. Every morning you open your eyes, you are stepping into a reality that is already shaped by your inner world. Before you move, before you speak, before you check a single message or think about your to-do list, the wealth that belongs to you is already present, waiting for your awareness to acknowledge it. The more you train yourself to start the day in the vibration of abundance, the more the physical day will bend itself to reflect it. You do not wake up into lack, you wake up into an inheritance that cannot be stolen. The only task is to remember it. When you walk down the street, you are not a person hoping life will favor you. You are the embodiment of favor itself. Opportunities will gravitate toward you, not because you chased them, but because you radiated the certainty that they were already yours. The air around you carries the quiet confidence of one who knows. Even before your wealth becomes visible to others, it is known in the unseen realm. That unseen realm is more real than anything you can touch. It is the source from which all seen things emerge. Generational wealth flows differently than temporary riches. Temporary riches can be stumbled upon by chance. But generational wealth is a divine assignment. It is not fleeting. It is a river that runs through time. It is an unending flow that replenishes itself. The more you release, the more it multiplies. And you, chosen one, are the keeper of this river. Your thoughts are the channels that determine where and how it flows. Keep those channels clear by refusing to entertain images of loss or scarcity. Every moment you dwell on the fear of not having enough, you place a stone in that river's path. But when you return to the vision of overflow, the waters rush forward unhindered. You are not walking toward wealth as though it were a mountain you must climb. You are standing in the center of it already. Imagine being surrounded on all sides by abundance, every direction filled with provision. Whether you look ahead, behind, to your left or to your right, there is only increase. This is the truth of your reality, even if the senses have not yet caught up. And here is the beauty, your senses will follow your belief. They must. That is the law. Chosen one, you must understand that the shift you are stepping into is not fragile. This is not something you can lose if you make one wrong move. This is not a house of cards. This is a fortress built on eternal supply. The foundation of your wealth is not in markets or governments or employers. It is in the unseen source that sustains the entire universe. That source does not run out. That source does not change its mind about you. That source does not take back what it has given. Once you are chosen forever. If you could see the future already written with your name upon it, you would never doubt again. You would see the properties in your possession, the accounts overflowing, the travel, the freedom, the joy of blessing others without limit. You would see generations living under the shelter of your vision. You would see how every so-called delay in your past was simply the perfect positioning for the floodgates to open at the right time. You would laugh at the idea of worry because you would realize it was always working for you, even when it looked like nothing was happening. And so you continue to walk by inner sight, not outer sight. You speak wealth over yourself when others speak fear. You expect increase when others expect loss. You hold the image of your wealthy self as clearly as if you were looking in a mirror. And you do this not for 5 minutes, not for a week, but until it becomes so natural that you forget you ever believed anything else. You are the inflection point of your lineage. Every ancestor who prayed for better, every tear shed over financial struggle, every silent wish for more, all of it has gathered in you. You are the answer. You are the vessel through which those silent prayers are being answered. This is not pressure, this is privilege. You have been entrusted because you will not only hold the wealth, you will steward it. That is why I tell you again, do not worry. When worry tries to enter, let it find the door locked. Let it find no place to rest in your mind. Replace it instantly with the image of your wealthy self, with the feeling of your inheritance already in your hands. Worry is not a sign that something is wrong, it is a sign that you momentarily forgot who you are. And the moment you remember, the power returns. This wealth that belongs to you will not trickle in, it will pour in, it will arrive in waves so great that you will look back and realize the wait was worth it. You will see why certain doors had to close and why certain paths were blocked. You will see that nothing was ever withheld, it was being prepared. Your wealth was maturing, like fine wine, waiting for the perfect moment to be uncorked. And now, chosen one, that moment is drawing near. You are not here to repeat the patterns of lack you've seen before. You are here to end them. You are not here to live paycheck to paycheck. You are here to live in overflow. You are not here to hoard. You are here to circulate. The wealth you carry will touch lives you will never meet, and yet they will be blessed by your existence. And so every time you take a breath, you breathe in the truth. I am generationally rich. It is already mine. I cannot fail. Every time you exhale, you release any thought that says otherwise. This is your rhythm now. Inhale certainty, exhale doubt. Live in this rhythm until it becomes as automatic as your heartbeat. Chosen one, your life is not random, and your wealth is not accidental. Every event that has led you to this moment has been divinely aligned, so that you could awaken to who you truly are. Even the moments you thought were failures, even the seasons where it seemed like nothing was moving, they were shaping you, refining your inner vision, preparing you to hold the magnitude of what is coming without fear, and without letting it slip through your fingers. You have been trained in patience, not because the wealth was delayed, but because the wealth you carry requires a consciousness that cannot be shaken. This is why you've been through storms others might not have survived. This is why you've endured nights when worry tried to take your breath away. This is why you've walked through valleys that seemed endless. Each step through those seasons was not punishment, it was preparation. You cannot be shaken now because you know what it feels like to stand in the dark and still believe in the light. And that faith, that unshakable knowing, is the same energy that pulls your generational wealth from the unseen into your hands. The moment you understand that your wealth is an identity and not a reward, everything changes. You stop acting like someone waiting to be approved, and you start living like someone who has already been given the key. You understand that you are not chasing a breakthrough, you are the breakthrough. You are not praying for a miracle, you are walking proof that the miracle has already happened. The only thing left is to allow the outer world to catch up. When you look at your life, do not measure it by what the senses show you today. Instead, measure it by what your spirit knows to be true. If your senses tell you there is not enough, laugh gently and remind them, you are late to the truth, but you will catch up. If your senses show you bills, lack, or closed doors, remember they are nothing but the fading shadows of a story that is already over. The new story is one of abundance, ease, and overflow, and it is the only one you now accept as real. There will come a time, chosen one, when you will look back and wonder why you ever doubted. You will see that the exact path you walked, the detours, the delays, the unexpected turns, was the fastest route to your destiny. You will see that if you had received your wealth before now, you may not have been ready to carry it for generations. But now you are ready. You are steady. You are unshakable. You are aligned. Your wealth will not only come in financial form, it will come as wisdom, as relationships, as divine timing that positions you in places where doors open without effort. It will come as ideas so clear and powerful that they cannot fail. It will come as protection from losses that others experience. You will see how every part of your life begins to operate from the frequency of abundance, and it will be impossible to go back to the old way of thinking. Every morning, rise with the awareness that you are living in your inheritance now. Give thanks before your feet touch the floor. See yourself as the source of blessing for those around you. Speak to yourself as one who already has more than enough. This is not pretending, this is aligning with the truth. Pretending says this isn't real, but I'm acting like it is. Alignment says this is already real, and I am simply living from it. Your children's children will live in a different reality because of what you are accepting now. You are not just receiving wealth, you are changing the spiritual DNA of your bloodline. And that change is permanent. The old story of struggle will be a distant memory, replaced by a new story of prosperity that will be told for generations. You will be remembered as the one who shifted everything. And the beauty is, you don't have to force it. You don't have to fight for it, you only have to believe it. The chosen do not chase, they attract. They do not worry, they rest, they do not doubt, they know. And you, chosen one, are the embodiment of that knowing. Even when the outer world whispers otherwise, your inner world speaks louder. Even when people around you panic, you remain calm. Even when circumstances shift suddenly, you remain unmoved, because you know the truth, your wealth is eternal, and it cannot be lost. So keep your inner conversations pure. Speak only what you want to see. See only what you want to live. Act only from the reality you have claimed. And when the old reality tries to rise again, smile at it as one smiles at a dream upon waking. It no longer has power over you, you are awake now, and in your awakening, the floodgates of generational wealth are wide open. Chosen one, every time you choose to think from the place of your wealthy self, you are not just influencing your own life, you are rewriting the script for everyone connected to you. You are shifting unseen structures, breaking invisible barriers, and replacing old patterns with new ones that will echo long after you are gone. This is why your awareness matters more than anything. What you hold in mind repeatedly, with feeling, must eventually appear in form. It cannot be otherwise. Even now there are opportunities with your name written on them, moving toward you like ships returning to harbor. They are not drifting randomly. They are on a set course because you have called them. You called them the moment you decided to accept that you are already living in your inheritance. And just as a magnet does not strain to pull metal toward it, you do not have to strain to pull wealth toward you. Your belief does all the work. Think of wealth as light, and think of yourself as the source of that light. The more you radiate it, the more everything in your world adjusts to it. People will begin to respond differently to you without knowing why. Doors will open simply because your presence shifts the atmosphere. The circumstances of your life will bend themselves to your expectation, as if they have no choice, and they don't. There is a quiet power in knowing you are chosen. It frees you from competing. It frees you from comparison. You are not racing anyone. You are not trying to prove your worth. You are living in the truth that your worth was decided before the foundation of the world. This is why you can rest while others panic, why you can remain still when others scramble. The wealth you carry is not fragile. It is rooted in the eternal, and the eternal cannot be shaken. The moment you begin to see your wealth as inevitable rather than possible, something shifts in your energy. You stop questioning if, and start living in the certainty of when, and even the when fades into now. You stop waiting for some grand event to confirm it. Every day becomes the event. Every moment becomes evidence. And that evidence multiplies until your outer life becomes a perfect reflection of the inner vision you have nurtured. Chosen one, you do not need to convince anyone else of this reality. You do not need their agreement or their validation. The wealth you carry is not subject to their opinions. Some will understand, others will not. It does not matter. What matters is that you hold the image steady. What matters is that you speak the truth of your wealthy identity, even when your current surroundings try to contradict it. There will be moments when the old world tries to pull you back. Reminders of bills, unexpected expenses, or people speaking fear around you. Do not give these moments power. See them as tests, not threats. They are simply asking you, do you still believe? And each time, your answer is yes. You respond not with panic, but with peace. Not with doubt, but with declaration. I am generationally rich. My wealth cannot be lost. My supply cannot run out. Every time you affirm this, you anchor it deeper into your reality. You train your mind to see only through the lens of abundance. You train your emotions to stay steady in the knowing. And you train your actions to flow naturally from the truth you've accepted. Soon, you will find that you are no longer trying to believe. You simply know. It becomes your default state, as natural as breathing. And in that knowing, the manifestation of your wealth becomes effortless. Money flows in from directions you never anticipated. Resources appear exactly when needed. People show up with answers before you even speak the question. Ideas that generate abundance drop into your mind in quiet moments. And when you act on them, they multiply. The life you once dreamed of becomes the life you wake up to every day. Chosen one, this is the reality you are stepping into, not someday, but now. Chosen one, understand this. Wealth is not something that is added to you. It is something that is drawn out of you. It was always there, waiting beneath the surface of your awareness. The moment you shift your inner vision, it rises like the sun, illuminating everything it touches. It does not matter if your outer circumstances still seem unchanged. Once the light is on, the darkness cannot remain. What you hold within will eventually shape what you hold without. Every thought you repeat with conviction is a seed. When you continually think from the identity of the wealthy, generationally abundant version of you, you are planting seeds that cannot help but produce after their own kind. The soil of the unseen is always fertile. The only question is, what are you planting? If you sow thoughts of lack, lack will grow. If you sow thoughts of overflow, overflow will grow. And you, chosen one, now only plant what you want to harvest. When you walk into a store, feel as though you could buy it all, not from arrogance, but from the awareness that lack does not exist in your world. When you see others living in abundance, do not feel envy, feel recognition. Their abundance is proof of your own, a mirror showing you what is possible and present. When you hear about opportunity, assume it is meant for you. This mindset shifts the entire frequency of your life. And the more you live this way, the less you notice the old reality. The bills, the delays, the problems, they stop carrying weight because they no longer match the image you hold. They may still appear, but they cannot stay. They dissolve like mist under the rising sun of your awareness. You become unshakable, not because the world has stopped moving, but because you have stopped letting it dictate your inner state. Generational wealth is not an amount. It is a consciousness. That is why, when it arrives in full, you will hold it without fear. Others might receive wealth and lose it, but not you. You have been shaped to sustain it, to grow it, to multiply it. Your vision is too expansive, your faith too anchored, for this wealth to be temporary. You are not here to taste abundance. You are here to live in it permanently and pass it on. This is why you must think of yourself not only as the receiver, but also as the distributor. You are a channel, not a reservoir. As it flows in, it will flow out in ways that bless others beyond what you can imagine. And the more you give from this awareness, the more will be drawn back to you. Not because you are trying to get more, but because the nature of abundance is circulation. What is hoarded becomes stagnant. What is released becomes multiplied. Chosen one, the world will watch you and wonder how it happened. They will think it was sudden, but you will know the truth. It began the moment you decided to believe. They will see the outward manifestation, but you will remember the years you spent shaping the inner image. The mornings you woke up in the feeling of wealth before there was any sign of it. The nights you went to sleep, giving thanks for what had not yet appeared to the senses. They will call it luck, but you will call it alignment. Your wealth will not just sustain you, it will give you freedom. Freedom to choose how you spend your time. Freedom to live where and how you desire. Freedom to say yes when your spirit says yes and no when it says no. Freedom to create without the weight of survival pressing on your shoulders. This is the life you were always meant to live, and it is the life you are now stepping into. And with every step, your belief deepens. With every day, the evidence grows. With every breath, you become more and more the embodiment of your wealthy self, until there is no separation between who you believe you are and who you appear to be. That is when the inner and outer merge, and the world around you becomes a perfect match to the world within. Chosen one, the shift you are experiencing is irreversible. Once the mind has awakened to its true inheritance, it cannot go back to the smallness it once accepted. You will notice that the old way of thinking feels foreign now, as if it doesn't fit. That is because it no longer belongs to you. You have outgrown it the same way a tree outgrows its seed shell. Your thoughts have expanded into the wide open field of abundance, and there is no return to confinement. You are beginning to see wealth not as a destination, but as the atmosphere you live in. Just as a fish does not strive to find water, you no longer strive to find prosperity. It is all around you. It is in every conversation, in every opportunity, in every unexpected meeting. It is in the quiet moments when an idea drops into your mind, and in the louder moments when a door opens you did not even knock on. Everywhere you go, the energy of increase precedes you. When you think of the future now, there is no tension. There is no how will it happen. There is only the calm assurance that it is already unfolding. You know that each step you take is perfectly guided. You know that even if a path seems to close, it is only because a greater one is being revealed. You understand that the flow of wealth to you is as constant as the sunrise. Clouds may hide it for a time, but they can never stop it from appearing again. You are walking proof that inner vision governs outer reality. You have stopped looking to the world for permission to be wealthy, and you have started looking within. And because the source of your wealth is within, it is untouchable. No economic shift, no person, no circumstance can diminish it. You carry it with you, and it goes where you go. That is why you can be at peace, no matter what the headlines say, no matter what the market does, no matter what others fear. Generational wealth requires this kind of calm. It requires the stability of someone who knows they are not dependent on the outer for their supply. You are that person now. You have trained yourself to remain in the state of having, even when the senses tried to persuade you otherwise. And that unshakable state is what draws the physical manifestation closer and closer, until it is undeniable. Soon, chosen one, the vision you have been holding will be the reality you are living. You will stand in rooms you once imagined. You will sign papers you once saw only in your mind. You will see numbers in your accounts that match the ones you have been affirming for months and years. And when you see them, you will not be surprised. You will smile, because you will remember that you lived in this reality long before it appeared. Others may ask you for the secret, and you will tell them there was no secret, only the decision to believe without wavering. You will speak of the mornings you walked in wealth in your imagination, the nights you fell asleep in the feeling of abundance, the times you chose peace over panic. And they will begin to understand that the true treasure was not the money, but the consciousness that made it inevitable. You are rewriting what is possible, not just for yourself, but for every person connected to you. And as you continue to live in this truth, your wealth will multiply in ways that bless far beyond your own lifetime. Chosen one, stand in the fullness of this truth, and let it anchor into your very being. You are already living in the reality you once dreamed of. The shift has happened. The old story is gone. You carry the mantle of generational wealth, and nothing can take it from you. From this day forward, you walk not as someone chasing what they desire, but as someone who has already received. Every step you take confirms it. Every word you speak affirms it. And every breath you breathe radiates it. The world may still be catching up to what you know inside, but it will catch up. It must. You are the turning point for your bloodline, the breaker of every chain of lack, the bringer of overflow that will outlive you. Never doubt it. Never shrink from it. Never forget it, because it is already done.